The smell of sweat or anything. It was more like rotten meat.
People meat.
It's
What's up? It's your cousin Kelz back at it again with another video. And today I'm gonna be watching Wansee Entertainment Scary Stories. The first one is I met a classmate in the metro and found something terrible in his bag. I'm guessing a head or a person or a knife. Cause it's scary. I might be wrong though. But let's watch it.
My name is Flora.
Hi, Flora.
And I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me 2 years ago.
Recent.
It was my senior year of high school. Everything was going well and my school results were decent. I got along with my classmates and often talked to everyone.
Aww.
Well, everyone except this one boy who always kept to himself. He was just always drawing quietly in his seat at the back of the class. Everyone took his behavior for shyness.
You gotta be careful. If you ain't never been told this, let me be the one to tell you. The shy ones end up being the crazy ones. Tip number 1, leave him alone. Don't be trying to make friends. He don't want no friends. Otherwise, he'd have came to you. Just saying. I'm an introvert. Still got friends. Still used to be drawn and chilling by myself sometimes, but not creepily in the corner looking like that, looking evil, plotting. They be plotting in corners. All I'ma say.
And no one usually talked to him. In fact, I was one of the few who had tried to make him come out of his shell, but he just loyally ignored me.
Yeah.
For a while, I gave up on the idea of dragging him out of his fortress of loneliness.
He's not lonely, bro.
Figuring that he must just have preferred his own company. Then one time, I ran into him in the hall, where he was sitting, and of course drawing into his sketchbook. I decided to give it one more try.
This girl
Hey,
persistent
what are you
as
doing?
fuck, ain't she?
I asked him. As usual, he didn't answer to me, or even acknowledge my presence. He just kept drawing with a blank expression on his face.
Did you see what he was drawing?
Calm and emotionless. After waiting a while, I ended up leaving him alone. A few days later, I spotted him at the metro station on my way home. The station was pretty empty. There were 3 people there. Me, a man probably in his 40s sitting cross-legged on a bench with his little briefcase, and my mysterious classmate carrying
Your
a big
dangerous
sports
classmate
bag.
with a head in
This
his
time,
bag.
I chose to not try and talk to him. I didn't feel like getting ignored once again.
Mind your business.
When the metro arrived, we all got on the same car. What struck me immediately was the stench. Not the smell of sweat or anything. It was more like rotten meat.
People meat.
It's a smell I will never
Good.
forget.
Because you should have managed your
The expression on the 40-year-old man's
business.
face clearly indicated surprise and disgust. So I concluded the source of the smell had to be my classmate.
What is it?
Or rather his gym bag.
We already know y'all.
I wanted to get a little bit further, to put some distance between myself and
Oh, now
his
you want to
smelly
put
bag
distance between us.
as quickly as possible.
Now you don't want to be nosy.
Suddenly the man in
Now
the
you
suit said
scared.
something that stopped me in my tracks though. Young man, what is that dripping from your bag?
Dripping.
Small red drops were beating at the base of the bag
Not
before
dripping,
falling
bro.
to the ground, gradually creating a puddle. I
She got
started
me
to feel
itching.
getting
Oh
close
my
to it,
God, bro.
but had no idea how to react.
Move away from
My
him,
classmate
Ma.
remained silent, ignoring us both, just as he always ignored
This
me.
music is just...
No one spoke again until the ticket inspector stepped into our car to check our tickets. He also noticed the bottle of red under the bag and hurried to remind my classmate that food was prohibited on the metro.
Ain't no damn food.
"You're going to have to open your bag," he said. My classmate hesitated, but then slowly began to open the front pocket of the bag. And before any one of us could react to it, he started brandishing a big kitchen knife in our
I'm getting off this train.
Still in complete silence. Luckily, the inspector and the middle-aged man managed to disarm
I think it was
and subdue him
Ninja.
quickly.
Okay,
They then
Ninja
asked me to
Inspector.
call the police and tell the driver, which, of course, I quickly did. About 10 or 15 minutes later, the police arrived at the next station, where we were waiting. They took my statement and opened his bag.
What's inside a person?
Inside, there were 2 human hands covered in
And you
blood.
wanted to be his
It
friend.
was horrible. The image is still imprinted in my memory to this day.
Mind your business.
Later, I learned that my classmate had severe psychological
Clearly.
problems, and he continuously drew hands in his sketchbook.
That he took from
I still
dead
visit a
people that he
psychologist,
killed
trying to
himself.
forget about this
And you
incident.
wanted him to be your
I do
friend
not think that I could have lost my hands.
in your life.
And above all, to forget that this boy was my classmate.
Crazy people go to school too, Flora. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And also, you nosy as f***. Mind your damn business. Could have been you. Been Flora with no hands. Maybe no life. Ain't no telling if they died or not. More of the story. Mind your business. You stay alive. But yeah. She had to tell me after she said, "Yeah, he was in the corner drawing all day and we tried to talk to him and he didn't talk back." Mind your business, Flora. Too damn nosy. Curiosity killed the cat, Flora. Oh, curiosity killed the cat. You wanna know which one you was? Curiosity or the cat? You was the cat, Flora. You was the fucking cat. I'm glad you cool. But it just be so easy to stay out of trouble. It just be mind your business, pay attention. Yeah, that's it. Mind your business, pay attention, stay strapped with something. Didn't matter what. You see, he had a butcher knife and he was a killer. He knew better. I mean, he wasn't very athletic, but you know. Anyway, let's go to video number 2. True Creepy Girl Horror Story by Wansee Entertainment. Be down in the link below.
This happened to my father one stormy night in Glenwood, Colorado. It was the 1980s. My father was an electrical engineer who was just returning from a job site. He worked long hours, and it wasn't uncommon for him to be heading home around midnight to the small cabin he shared with a friend tucked back in the canyon walls. It was pouring rain.
Why do all these horror stories start in the rain? 12 a.m. We supposed to be in the house sleep. Can't be a coincidence. Cannot be. So here's my prediction. I know y'all don't give a fuck about that. But my prediction is he either A, gonna get to the crib and realize somebody follow him, or B, some stranger gonna come hopping out of somewhere. We'll see though. Okay.
Flashed only to illuminate the murky puddled patches of washed out terrain. As my father rounded the corner upon the dirt road, he passed a large willow tree. As his headlights crossed its base, he noticed someone was crouched underneath it. It was a woman who seemed to be in her late 20s, with long tangled blonde hair. She had on fairly casual clothing and carried a somewhat large bundle under her arms wrapped in cloth. My father, being the gentleman that he
Your
was,
daddy being the idiot that he is,
and
decided
offered
to
her
pull
to take
over.
shelter from the storm in his cabin, just up the road.
Don't be offering
She
your space to
smiled and
them.
thanked him. As she got into his vehicle, she explained
Pause.
that she had been on a
Sir, look at me, sir. It's 12 o'clock a.m. and you live in the fucking canyon, and it's a torrential downpour, and she's sitting under a tree. You don't see nothing creepy about that. You just like, oh, well, she got caught in the rain. At 12 a.m., you should be in the house. Just saying. People can't be this naive. I was going to say stupid, but naive, because you've seen the best of people and okay.
Hike through the canyon that day when the storm hit, and she had been caught off guard by the rain. Dad smiled and pointed out that she wasn't exactly wearing the best clothing or shoes.
With the fucking raincoat, even though she not rains.
Said that she had left her place on a whim unprepared. He asked if she needed him to dry anything at his
no,
pointing to the bundle she held tightly under her arm.
It's probably somebody
Suddenly got very stern and stated no. When my father asked her where she lived around the area,
she can be
things started to get strange. She started telling my dad that she had no friends or family.
Get over here then, you psycho.
Was quite vague when asked about details of where she lived. All she responded with was that it was too far to drive to tonight in this kind of weather. At this point,
you could
my
get
dad
the out.
Felt that she was a bit off, but chalked it up to her exhaustion from hiking and standing out in the storm for several hours. As they entered the cabin, my dad remembered that his roommate had left that morning to take a trip out of town and wouldn't be back for several
so you alone
days.
and dead.
My dad would have offered her his friend's room, but wouldn't feel comfortable doing that without her permission. Remember, this was
endanger your roommate, huh? Good thing she was gone.
Yet. My dad told her that she was welcome to sleep on the couch and dry off as he handed her several towels. She took them from him.
So, not only did you, by letting this crazy heifer know where you lived at, you unlocked the door, let her in, and let her get comfortable in your you okay? There's nobody there to help you if anything goes on, and it's raining, so you can't really hit when it's raining. So all I'm gonna say. And then you gonna date your roommate inviting strangers over. You don't even know her. Oh, I met her under a tree on the side of the road. Your roommate's gonna be like, if you don't get the up out of here, I barely like you. Barely want to spend room with you. What are you talking about? You bring home a random, crazy, wet, moist female with a fuck, like, and what's she carrying? And then she's like, oh, I don't got no friends around here. How the you here? I have to get out my whip. I would have never picked up in the first fucking place. I would have been thinking ghost, psychopath, murderer. You don't watch enough movies and TV shows for me. Hey, bro. Whatever happens to you, bro, it's your fault. It's your fault. It was all your fault.
With her right hand, but still never let go of the bundle she hugged under her left arm. My dad at this point realized that she had never given him her name, so he introduced himself. Nice to meet you. My name is Mary Lou, she replied. My father started to feel a bit more at ease and turned on the television for her and handed over the remote. She scanned through the channels, finally deciding on a gangster flick. There was a scene that involved a bunch of mobsters getting shot to pieces. Mary found this to be quite amusing and started to laugh in a crackling, high-pitched tone.
Okay,
which one? My dad started to get a bit creeped out by this. She was enjoying it a little too much, he said. Then my dad asked her about her life, and things took a turn for the worse.
She escaped the mental asylum.
When asked if she was in a relationship, she pointed down at her belt buckle and told my dad the story of her breakup. She claimed her last boyfriend wanted to be domineering over her, and to this she responded by bludgeoning him half to death in his gravel driveway with her belt buckle, the same one she was wearing. He kept saying stop, please stop, and begging, but I wouldn't show him mercy, she said, with a note of pride in her voice. My dad asked if he had been abusing her, or if she was reacting defensively, and she merely scoffed and said, no.
Sir, Are you cool? Baby, is you cool? What you mean you stayed there and asked her if she was okay? She just said she drug a down his gravel driveway with a belt that she's wearing on her waist. And he was screaming, no, stop, no. You didn't think to run in room and get a weapon of some sort? Or the kitchen for a knife? You're stupid. She's gonna get you, sucker. Okay, sir.
Otherwise, he would be dead. My father's unease grew as the conversations progressed. She told him about her mother dying on the operating table and how the surgeon who had been working on her walked out covered in blood and said that she would be fine. How is she supposed to be okay with all of her guts in the trash can? She spewed. Then she laughed again, glancing back at the TV screen.
I know that been on your floor.
Corpses. I love the sight of blood. It excites me, turns me on, you know. Death. Draining them to death. At this point, my dad was officially done. He was bigger and stronger than she was.
My shit.
Streetwise as well, and had seen plenty of horrors in his life. But the way she spoke with a violent confidence, combined with her sure grip upon the bundle which lay under her arm, sent chills down his spine. He needed a plan. Finally, and I into my father's
house, bro.
I have a friend who's a priest in town. He has access to plenty of shelters funded by the church. You would be a lot more comfortable there instead of on our couch. They can feed you too, and arrange a ride for you to get home in the morning. I can call him right now. He's only a few miles from here. He stated
Talk yourself to a corner, buddy.
Mary Lou's tone brightened to match his. That sounds wonderful.
Don't turn your back on her. You better walk facing her. Don't turn your back on her.
Relief. Of course, it's the least I could do for you. As my dad walked over to the phone and began to dial the number, Mary Lou erupted in a low guttural growl. I hate priests. I hate priests. She said it with a tired hatred. A clear, distinct, audible whispered disdain from the bottom of her heart with an unflinching resolve. My dad had enough. This wasn't a game to play anymore. This was beyond a stranger with odd tendencies. A darkness with coiled cruelty had crossed the threshold of his door.
He had let it.
You need to leave, and you need to leave now, my dad said, pointing to the front of the cabin. There's the door. I can't have you here and feel comfortable. I'm sorry, but the storm has stopped, and I hate to have you walk in the dark, but that's the way this has to go. Please leave. Mary Lou gazed upon him, expressionless, and finally just shrugged. My father walked her out, standing close to her, in the event that the bundle concealed some type of weapon. He wasn't taking any chances. She smiled at him as she slowly walked onto the front porch. Goodbye for now. I'll see you when I see you, she said calmly.
Never, I hope.
With that, she walked down a long dirt road with a single streetlight upon its path. She looked back at him one last time before crossing the light and disappearing, enveloped by the darkness with no trace of her to be seen. My dad called the police the next day, concerned that she may still be hiding on his premises somewhere. After speaking to his girlfriend about it, who is now my mom, and being convinced by her that she was going to cut the window screen when he was gone, hide in the house, and then kill him, they found nothing and said the area attracted a lot of transients and nomads. My father then made the mistake of telling his engineer buddies at work, which resulted in them bidding him farewell at the end of each shift, in the form of asking that he say hi to Mary Lou for them. My dad never saw her again. He still questions what could have been in that bundle that she so adamantly
for. You want to be in that too?
Never know.
Just straight stupid. Talk about something. You could stay in my crib. Who the just bring a home stranger. They got it. Fuck out there, she can figure out how to get from there. You feel me? This is not the 70s, bro. It is not safe. Ain't safe at all. Even in the 70s, it wasn't safe, I'm sure. Well, that ticked me off. I just hate seeing people put themselves in danger. Like, he got to do something else. He need to volunteer at shelters or something, because that ain't gonna get him nothing but hurt. But thanks for watching. I don't know what the moral of that story was. Oh, yes, I do. Mind your business. And always keep your car there, bro. Because then if somebody else will see it from a mile away, bro. You be like, nah, Shorty can stand in that tree. Keep driving. Like, the fuck? This wouldn't even have to been no scary story. This could have been a learning lesson. Don't do what he did. You feel me? Thanks for watching. Leave me some suggestions. I'll be leaving the links down in the description below. Thank you, Wansee Entertainment, for the entertaining video. And bye, cousin.